on? Not too bad. Well done on the big victory on Friday night.
Thank you, mate.
Yeah.
It's good to get it.
What was it like fighting in the UFC compared to Cage Warriors?
It was amazing, mate. You know, I didn't feel much difference on fight week, you know. I think that was quite a small UFC event. So quite a small UFC event, you know, it was like a big Cage Warriors event. Um, but yeah, you know, it was amazing. It felt, if I'm honest, it felt normal, you know, it felt like I was supposed to be there. But you know, after the fight, to see all the UFC fighters around, you know, and to know that I got the win and, you know, got the bonus, you know, that was, I'd say it's a dream come true.
Oh, so done. Did you get to hang out with any of the fighters before or after?
No, so there was all the fighters at the hotel, you know, I saw them all, but I didn't really hang out with them as such, you know, I didn't really, until after the fight, you know, I really wasn't kind of bothered as such. You know, I saw fighters, I saw BJ Penn there and stuff, but, you know, cutting weight and stuff, I didn't even have the energy to go over and sort of say, like, hello. You know, but after the fight, it was quite surreal, you know, seeing everyone and backstage and everything and warming up in the same, changing rooms as all of the other fighters was quite an experience.
Yeah, and wasn't it your first time fighting in the US?
Yes, that was my first time.
What was it like with like jet lag and stuff?
If I'm honest, it all was fine really, but I think with the time difference and the time we got there, it kind of worked to my favour because we got there at about 6 p.m., which in England time was 11 p.m. So by the time we went to bed, you know, say 8, it was only technically 1 a.m. here. So the time difference didn't go too crazy. You know, I was waking up at about 5:30 in the morning, which over here was 10:30. So, you know, it could have gone a lot worse. But yeah, for me that week, you know, it didn't really faze me at all.
Yeah. And you won the Performance of the Night bonus. Do you have any plans for the bonus money?
No, you know, I think I'm just going to put it away and, you know, put it towards a mortgage because, you know, especially in London, you know, it's hard trying to save up for a mortgage. So, you know, I think I'll put it away, but I've already spent a couple thousand of my purse on booking a holiday for me and my missus. So, you
No.
know, I thought I've got to treat her, otherwise she's going to end up leaving me if I don't.
I'm always curious before the fight. What goes through your mind whenever you're preparing to make the walk?
For me, you know, I don't actually get any sort of nerves or anything like that until about an hour before the fight. But you know, I sometimes get, so for this fight I had sort of anxious thoughts coming in, you know, this one it was, you know, oh I've got to win my debut, you know, I can't go and lose my first UFC fight. You know, the second sort of worries I had in my head were, you know, I don't want to just win a fight, like a boring fight. I want to be involved in an exciting one that people are gonna, you know, talk about. So for me, they started coming in my head, which is never, you know, it's never a nice feeling, but it gives you them nerves and them jitters which make you perform. You know, for me, I perform under pressure. So when I've got the pressure of, you know, it's a UFC debut, you've got to win this, and, you know, if you don't win this, you walk home with not much money at all in your pocket. You know, them sort of worries, they added pressure for me, and, you know, pressure makes diamonds, and for me, I perform well under it. So, you know, for me, I always welcome that, pre-fight nerves and jitters and stuff.
And your mentor, Brad Pickett, did he give you any words of advice for the fight?
Yeah, you know, Brad's just, you know, Brad's so confident in my skill and ability, you know, that he just reassures me, you know, he's like, man, you are ready for this. And, you know, any sort of doubts I have, he just reassures. But if I'm honest, I don't really need him to, you know, because I am 100% confident when I go into my fights that I'm going to get the job done. You know, I always make sure that I have the best fight camp possible and that when I go in there, you know, no stones left unturned. So, for me, you know, he's always there to reassure me if I need it. But you know, for the last few fights, I've pretty much cracked it, and you know, I can pretty much get on it myself.
Yeah. And the UFC are saying that they're going to try and scrap the early morning weigh-ins. Do you have like an opinion on that?
If I'm honest, it doesn't bother me. You know, I'll always make weight regardless. If the weigh-ins are at 3 o'clock, you know, what I'll do is I'll set my alarm for 9 a.m., and start cutting weight then. If they do the early weigh-ins like the other day, I set my alarm for 5 in the morning and I just start cutting weight earlier. I think a lot of people are unprofessional that talk about missing weight, and for me, if you're cutting that much weight that you're worried you're going to miss it, then you should go up a weight class. So, for me, I always make sure that my fight camp's professional. I'm on the weight where I'm supposed to be, and regardless of whether the weigh-ins are at 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock, I'm going to make weight. If I'm honest, what I think they should do is say the weigh-ins are from 9 a.m. and you have until 4 o'clock to weigh in. That way people, if they want to weigh in at 4 o'clock, so be it. But the guys that want to weigh in early also have that ability to. So, that's what I think they should do. But, it's up to the UFC, obviously, at the end of the day. But, regardless, I'm always going to make 135.
Yeah. And one of the things as well is, like, why did you start training in MMA? Like, what made you decide to start this?
Well, I've always been a fan of the UFC. Even before I started training, I always watched the UFC with my dad, and I've always been into martial arts, and I've had tons of energy. So for me, also I've always dreamt of doing a sport for a living. To be an athlete as a profession, that would be a dream come true. And I was about 16 years old, and at 16 you can't really go and become a professional football player or get into boxing. You need to kind of be starting at the age of, 5 years old to do that. So for me, I was watching the UFC and, the likes of Brad Pickett, Demetrius Johnson, they didn't start training until they were in their sort of 20s. So for me, I thought, I'm 16, why don't I go along and see if I can give this a shot? And, I walked through the doors with my dad at 16 years old and I was like a duck to water, mate. It literally was everything that I had kind of dreamt of doing, and eventually now it's starting to pay off and I'm actually doing it for a living. So for me it's always just been that I don't want to work a 9 to 5. I don't want to be on a building site. I want to be doing a sport, being an athlete. That's my dream, and I'm proud to say that now it is a reality.
Did you have like a particular favorite fighter at that point, apart from like Brad Pickett?
It was actually Fedor Emelianenko. He was the very first guy that I was kind of, really taking note of, because at the time I think he was like, 33 wins and no losses or something crazy like that. And, it was him that kind of got me a little bit more hooked on it. But, then once I started watching the UK scene, it was Brad that was on a tear at the time. So, it was, I'm fortunate enough to now be able to train with the guy.
Yeah. And do you have any like long-term goals for the sport?
Yeah, the long-term goal is just to absolutely dominate the division. I want to make as much money as I can out of it. Enjoy my career and have a lot of fun doing it. And I'd like to be able to earn enough money to the point where I can retire when I want. I don't want to be a guy that has to fight because he has nothing else. I'd like to keep doing this sport, and when I hit the day where I'm like, this is it, I'm done with this now, my body's hurting, that kind of day, then I'd like to have enough money to be able to say, yep, I'm going to jack it in and not have any money issues.
Yeah. And this weekend, UFC 225, do you have a prediction for the Robert Whittaker Yoel Romero fight?
I don't really have a prediction, but I think Robert Whittaker's gonna do it. I think it might be a decision, but you can never sleep on Yoel Romero, so I'll be interested to see the result on it.
Yeah, that should do us. Is that okay?
Sorry, may I say that again?
That should be us. Is that okay?
Perfect, wicked.
Thanks.
No worries, mate.
Bye.
Thanks for the time. Cheers, mate.